Hi guys, Deception here, or you may know me as The Bobby in old school RuneScape. I wanted to make a quick video based on the recent poll around the Dragon Pickaxe. The community voted that the Dragon Pickaxe should be obtainable from a skilling minigame known as Volcanic Mine. And you're probably thinking, what the hell is Volcanic Mine? I know Volcanic Mine isn't very popular, and mining in general is not very exciting, so I've taken the opportunity to make a quick guide in honour of the update, because honestly Volcanic Mine is quite fun and it really helped me out getting to 99 mining. And now that we can get a Dragon Pickaxe from there, I think it's going to spark a lot of interest in the next couple of weeks. Volcanic Mine is located on Fossil Island, which is unlocked after completing the quest Bon Voyage. If you've completed this quest, you can teleport here using the dig site pendant and board the ship nearby, or you can teleport straight to Fossil Island and use the mycelium transportation method. You'll want to pick option 2. Once you're on Fossil Island, run west as far as you can until you see a big volcano. There's a bank chest on the east side of the volcano, a chap called Petrified Pete, and the entrance to the Volcanic Mine. There is a third method of getting here, but you do actually have to buy the teleport tabs from Petrified Pete, and they cost 200 points each. And if you've never done Volcanic Mine before, you're not going to have any of these. So I would just bear that in mind if you're wanting to grind out a lot of Volcanic Mine. These teleports are worth buying. Gear wise, there are no hard requirements as such. Your first priority is going to be mining XP bonus, therefore full prospector from Motherlode Mine is going to work well. Your second priority is going to be prayer bonus, so if you don't have prospector, just go with full prayer gear. Your third priority is going to be lightweight gear, so for example you could just mix graceful with some prayer bonus. As you can see, I've got a bit of a mixture and that works out great. Now for the inventory. You're going to bring in some medium tier food. I like to use monkfish and karambwans. Tick eating is helpful for being efficient in Volcanic Mine, and if you're super sweaty, you can always use brews. I would not recommend this if you're an Iron Man, as it would be a waste of resources. Other than food, you may require a stamina dose or some energy potion doses, depending on your agility level and your gear setup. Of course, you need your trusty pickaxe. Lastly, we need an emergency teleport out and a teleport back. Please note that Volcanic Mine is not a safe death. If you die here as a hardcore Iron Man, you will lose your hardcore Iron Man status. If you do die, you can retrieve your gear by paying Petrified Pete 150 Numelite. You also need Numelite to start the minigame. Keep at least 150 in the bank in case you die, so that you can retrieve your gear. The best mining level to do Volcanic Mine at is 85 and plus, because this allows you to mine Runelite ore fragments for maximum points and maximum XP per hour. However, you only need 50 mining to enter Volcanic Mine, so don't feel like you have to be 85. Okay, so once you've got your gear and your inventory set up, let's get into a game. Start the game by paying 30 Numelite and hop down into the lobby. You'll have to wait 30 seconds on this floor before the game even begins. You may have noticed a canister in your inventory now as well. You'll be using this to pour water on the lava to create bridges to walk across, as you'll see very shortly. Once the 30 seconds is up, we're going to climb down the staircase and head north. The main objective of Volcanic Mine is to stabilize the volcano so that we can mine the boulder in peace. To achieve stability, we need to balance the pressure in 3 different chambers. To find out whether the chamber needs to be balanced or not, we need to check the vents. We need to head north, using our canister to create paths when required, and check the 2 vents at the top here. The first vent I'll be checking is vent C. As you can see, the pressure in C is 40% and the chamber is blocked, so the pressure is going to go up. The second vent we'll be checking is the B vent. As you can see, the B vent is at 44% and it's also blocked. That means the pressure is going to go up. The pressure that you're aiming for is to be around 50%. So for example, if the pressure was at 65 and it was blocked, that would be very bad, because the target is to get it as close to 50% as possible. If that's the case, you need to go and mine the boulder off the chamber to release the pressure, as I'm showing you now at the C chamber. In this situation, both C and B chambers need to be blocked because they are below 50%. So once the chambers are fixed, we then need to head all the way south using the canister to create paths until we find this location here where the big boulder is located. If any lava beasts spawn, make sure you protect from range as they can deal up to 20 damage. Make a path 1 square out from the sideline and start mining the boulder. Now we've stabilized the volcano, we can mine the boulder. As you're mining the boulder, you'll receive fragments. These fragments are worth points, and they are automatically handed into Pete when you leave the minigame for a large XP drop. You will not receive any fragments if you do not have any inventory space, so make sure you have space for the fragments, otherwise you won't get any points and you won't get any XP. There is no way to mine better fragments other than your mining level. 85 mining allows you to mine rune frags for the best points, but this is complete RNG. Pickaxes don't really make a difference here, however if you have a dragon pickaxe, now would be the best time to use your special attack. There will be certain projectiles that hit you during the course of mining, but they will not interrupt you, so you should only eat food when you move to the next location after the boulder has been cracked, unless you're going to die. So as you can see now, we're in a bit of a semi-AFK period, so I'm going to take the opportunity to do a quick recap. So when we enter the volcanic mine, we first need to stabilize the volcano so we can mine the boulder. The way we do that is we head north, we check the B and the C vent. If the pressure in the vents is above 50, we need to unblock it. If the pressure is below 50, we need to block it with a boulder. The boulders are found next to the chambers. After you've fixed both chambers, you can run to the boulder and start mining it. As you can see here, the pressure in B has been rising steadily for the past couple of minutes, and I actually need to take a second off the boulder to go and unplug the chamber, otherwise the mine stability is going to very quickly go out of control. If you need to do any fixes, go and do them and get back to the boulder as quickly as possible. Sometimes you will have runs where you don't need to do any fixes at all. The main priority though is staying on the boulder, because at 5 minutes the volcano is going to reset. This means we're going to have to run north again, check B and C vents and refix the chambers if necessary. Now, I wanted to show you what happens when the platforms that we create melt. You will fall into the lava and you'll respawn here. You will take a considerable amount of damage and you'll then have to make your way back to the boulder. Even if you're not worried about dying, you really don't want this to happen because you'll lose ticks and points. As you can see, it's now coming up to 5 minutes remaining, so all the chambers, all the fixes that we did, it's all going to reset. So we need to run north as quickly as possible and check the vent so we know what percentages we're dealing with. As you can see here, C is at 100% already and it's blocked. So that's really bad. If you watch the mine stability here, it's going to go out of control really fast. Now when we check B, we can see it's 84% and that's blocked as well. So this is probably the worst situation you can be in. You do the reset checks and you need to fix things fast. So we need to go unblock B in the middle, which I've just done here, and then we need to run over to C and unblock it as quickly as possible. Okay, we've made the fixes and the stability is looking good, we're still in the green and the changes that we made are taking effect. So we're happy, panic over, get back to the boulder as soon as possible. The mine is not going to reset again now. As you can see, we've got 3 minutes left. So really we just need to chill out and get as many points as we possibly can. Once the boulder cracks, we're going to follow it down. There is a nice little trick to making this path here, but because I've been making a few mistakes and showing you guys a few things like where you go when you fall in the lava, I've kind of messed it up. So if you find yourself in a situation like this, you can equip the water can, right click on the watering can in your gear tab and throw it in a direction. So I used it to throw it north here, because you do have to be facing which way you want to throw it. And that's how I managed to make a path out in this direction in order to reach the boulder. Now I am going to show you a second run after this one, because this was very scuffed, and I'm going to show you how to do it in that run. It will make your runs really easy. So for now, let's just keep following the boulder, keep healing healing when we need to, but try to only heal when we're moving so we don't lose ticks on the boulder. So as you can see here, I actually click the staircase north of me in order to turn my character north so I can click the watering can without equipping it to make platforms for me to run on. Now this is a trick I wanted to show you earlier, but I couldn't do it because there was another path available, but we'll get into that in more detail later on. Now we're going to head further north, and I'm actually going to block and unblock the chamber even though I don't need to, because every time you interact with the chamber, you actually score 50 points up to a total of 300. So in these little interludes at this section of the game, you want to mess around with the chambers just to score some extra points. If the boulder is already in a position to be mined though, that should always be the priority. Once you get more efficient with your ticks and your clicks within Volcanic Mine, you'll be getting a 300 points from the chamber interactions and maximum ticks on the boulder. But this all comes in time. So now we're just going to chill again, we're going to watch our health, and we're going to wait for the boulder to crack once more. So as you can see here, we're at about 40 seconds remaining, and when the timer goes down to 0, the volcano actually erupts. So if you're still in the volcano at that point, you will die, you will receive no experience for the points, and you will have wasted 10 minutes of your life. So at some point, at about 30 seconds, it will actually stop you from mining the boulder and you'll need to run away. If you teleport out, you will not get experience. You have to escape using the rope. So we're going to run out and our fragments are going to be handed in and we're going to get a nice XP drop. So I didn't reset my XP before making this run. I made a lot of mistakes on this run, I'm not going to lie. It was the first one that I've done since I got 99 mining, but I wanted to give you a real example of what a real run looks like. You know, if you're a beginner, I don't want to do a perfectly efficient run and then when you go into Volcanic Mine it's going to look completely different and you're going to be, you know, a bit confused. So I thought that was worth sticking in the video. Now I'm going to get ready for another run, and this run is going to be much better, it's going to be much cleaner, and I'm going to talk a lot less and you can just see how it works and maybe a bit of the information will have sunk in. So we're going to head north, tickle the chamber for 50 points, and then continue to check C and B vent. C is at 43% and it's unblocked, so we're going to need to block it because we're aiming for 50%. B is at 39% and it's already blocked, so we can leave that chamber alone. So let's pick up the boulder and head over to C. I like to pick up all the boulders I go past, so I've always got one to get some extra points when I'm passing a chamber later on. Now we can just chill and mine the boulder. If you look at the tiles that I've got marked, I always mark the tile before the actual tile I want to make the platform on, because you want to be facing the way you want to make the platform, otherwise it won't work. And every second is a hit on the boulder, and every hit on the boulder is more points and more experience. So if you want to be more efficient, you need to get used to this style of movement. So I step into the first tile that I've marked, and then I walk into the actual tile I want to be on, and then I make the platform. You can see that I'm taking a little bit of damage here, but I'm not bothered because I'm going to eat when I move, so to not waste any ticks on the boulder. Here I get into the position to make the platform out, and then I click the staircase north. Because there's no way for my character to get to the staircase, he just looks at it, and that pushes my focus north, so I can spam click the water can and make a path in that direction. That's a really handy tip for getting additional ticks on the boulder. You only want to make this bridge halfway across, because if you made the full bridge it would all melt at the same time, and you'll see in a moment after I do the 5-minute reset that it works in your favour. So we're going to check C again, and we've got 30% and it's already blocked, so that's going to make its way gradually to 50, so we don't need to do anything with the C chamber. The B chamber is reading at 20% and it's already blocked, so guess what? We don't need to do anything. We can go straight back to the bridge, and as you just saw, the half that we had made originally has already melted, but because we waited to make the second half, we now don't need to lose any ticks on the boulder at all, and we can continue mining. So unfortunately we didn't mine the boulder in time, the bridge has melted and we need to stop mining and make another platform out, and we lost a few ticks, but you know, it could have been a lot worse so far. We've done really well. So I'm going to tick all the chamber here for the points. Remember, you can only get a maximum of 300 points. So make sure you're watching your points when you're doing this, and if you're not receiving points, you need to stop blocking and unblocking the chambers because it's just wasting your time. I think I'm at maximum points now, so the priority from here on out is just to mine the boulder and see if we can crack it completely. As you can see, you can actually completely crack the boulder just by using one platform if you hit every single tick. So really, if you're not eating or wasting any ticks or anything, one platform will always last long enough for you to crack the boulder. Now we're on the smallest version of the boulder, we're going to get maximum fragments, so don't waste any seconds on this boulder. Even if you push it right down to 30 seconds, even 26 seconds before you start running out, it's going to be worth it because you're going to get a lot of points. A lot of rune fragments come from that very last boulder, and as you can see now I'm at 2,100 points. But like I said, if you die or you teleport out, you will not get points, so you need to make sure you've got enough time to get out. I got an 8.2k experience drop for 2,100 points. Bearing in mind I am wearing full prospector as well, and that bumped me up to 80k XP an hour doing solos. Now this will balance out anywhere between 60 to 80k experience an hour depending on your mining level and depending how successful your games are. So that's a really good XP level when you're comparing it to Motherlode Mine or Granite 4 ticking. So now I'm going to show you a really quick method of just capping points very quickly. So if you come down into Volcanic Mine and you just unblock and block the chambers, like I said before, you can score up to 300 points. Now if you do this and just leave straight away, you will get those points as experience, and I believe you get about a 1.2k experience drop for mining, and you'll score points to spend in the shop. Now I would advise you do this until you buy a few teleport tablets and a few upgrades like the watering can maybe, but if you go in for the dragon pickaxe in the future, or you want to spend it on ores like rune and make a lot of money, I would advise you just play the game as normal and try and find some friends to do it with. So in this clip I forgot to check the vents for an additional 100 points, so make sure you go and check B and C on this run so you can get 400 points very quickly and then leave the volcanic mine. You'll get a nice XP drop and you'll also earn 400 points quite quickly, and this will help you get your first upgrades before starting VM properly. The water canister upgrade is 10,000 points and it basically gives you twice as much water to make twice as many platforms. Now remember, the dragon pickaxe is not available from VM yet. but I'm assuming it will be added to Petrify Pete's shop as early as a couple of weeks. We currently have no idea how many points this is going to cost, or whether it's going to be a rare drop from completion, but I do know one thing, and that's the price of the Dragon Pickaxe will surely fall, as it's currently only available as a rare drop from wilderness bosses. That's the reason it's worth around 6.8 mil at the moment. Some interesting information I can tell you is that if the Dragon Pickaxe is added to the shop, we can already make a few calculations because rune ore is stable at a mid-range of 11k for the past 6 months. That means that 855 Volcanic Mine points is currently worth about 11,000 GP. If the Dragon Pickaxe is added for 500,000 points, then the price of the Dragon Pickaxe should remain around 6.4 mil. If it's added to the shop for 250k points, we'll be looking at about 3.2 mil. If the Dragon Pickaxe is added for 125k points, which would be really cheap, then it would drop to around 1.6 mil. I've got a good feeling that it's probably going to be around 400 to 500k points, so it will stay around 5 to 6 mil. Realistically, if it's going to be worth 500k points, that would take you 250 successful games, gaining 2,000 points per game to be able to buy the Dragon Pickaxe, and 250 games at around about 11 minutes per game, including banking and teleporting time, would take you around 45 to 50 hours. In doing this, you would also receive 2.6 million mining XP, and for reference, that would get you from level 85 to level 90. Please be aware, a lot of this is just speculation, and this is just my best guess of how it's going to work. But I thought I'd give it a bit of a brainstorm for you, so you know what to expect if it is added to the shop. Otherwise, that is the end of the guide. I'm sure you'll be able to do a solo run of Volcanic Mine now, and work towards getting those points for the Dragon Pickaxe once it's released, and getting yourself some juicy mining XP at the same time. If you do have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'll be sure to answer you. If you do want a duos guide, let me know and I'll get one done. Otherwise, that's it from me. If you liked the video, please like it, and if the information was useful and you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, have a brilliant day and I'll see you in the next one.